Book review video by Casey Nathaniel. Stamped from the beginning. Author Ibram X. Kendi, an award-winning historian and New York Times best-selling author, is professor of history and international relations and the founding director of the Anti-Racist Research and Policy Center at American University. Principal arguments. Overview. History of racist thoughts in America. Representative individuals Cotton Mather Thomas, Thomas Jefferson, William Lloyd Garrison, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Angela Davis. Segregationists, assimilationists, and anti-racists. Galvanize and empower fellow anti-racists to understand their history and speak informatively about it. Segregationists, assimilationists, and anti-racists, representative individuals and racial thought across American history. This text provides an overview of the development and advancement of racist ideology in the United States. Kendi argues that the racial discourse in America has evolved from racist ideas being incorporated into politics, literature, science, and arts. He supports his assertion by tracking the lives of five influential peoples of racial thought in American history. They are Cotton Mather, Thomas Jefferson, William Lloyd Garrison, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Angela Davis. By examining the lives of these individuals, Kendi shows that the myriad and complex forms of racial disparity through the arguments of segregationists, assimilationists, and anti-racists. The first character of Kendi's text is Cotton Mather. Kendi describes Mather as America's first great assimilationist. Mather, a New England Puritan priest and author, believed African people could become white in their souls. He tied his racial beliefs to his religious foundation, and he perpetrated that slavery was just and enslaved African souls could become white if converted to Christianity. Kendi notes that Cotton Mather, through his influence, heightened discussions about race. However, Mather's idea of slaves being converted was not received well at the time, as the law stated Christians were to be free. Mather and assimilationist racists accepted the ideas of climate and curse theories used to create racial differences. These racist ideas only confirmed the notion that something was inherently wrong with black people, and to fix the problem, blacks must aspire for whiteness, which meant goodness. By examining the life of Cotton Mather, Kendi traced how racist thoughts from Europeans passed down Mather's lineage and influenced his thinking about race. The Enlightenment age shifted the defense of racist thought from theological concepts of racism to logical scientific theories of racism. The author follows the life of Thomas Jefferson to show the evolving forms of racist ideas during the American Revolution. Jefferson's views on race were often contradictory and confusing. He claimed that British rule over American colonies was a form of enslavement. Therefore, he fought for its freedom. However, as a slaveholder, he did not view the enslavement of blacks as the same as the white colonists. He believed that blacks were inferior to whites, yet he held an affair with a slave. Kendi considered Jefferson to be an anti-slavery, anti-abolitionist. Prominent ideas advocated by monogenicists and polygenicists, segregationists, and assimilationists began to emerge during this era. Concepts like uplift suasion, Kendi defines this concept as trying to persuade whites that blacks were capable of whiteness if blacks performed exceptionally. On the other hand, arguments were being made that blacks were another species of human. Through Thomas Jefferson, Kendi shows how one could hold contradictory racist thoughts and be both anti-slavery and anti-abolitionist. William Lloyd Garrison, an abolitionist, advocated for immediate abolition and gradual equality for blacks, a rebellious idea at the time. On the contrary, the idea of black inferiority could be found in Garrison's ideas of race. He upheld racist thoughts of uplift suasion, and he did not want blacks in positions of power. Initially, Garrison worked to keep abolitionism out of politics, as he rather pushed the idea of uplift suasion. But he is accredited to bringing slavery to the conversation of the political world. Garrison advocated for black uplift while simultaneously supporting racist policies that warranted black inferiority. Near the end of his life, Garrison finally recognized how his racist ideas and strategies restricted the opportunities for blacks. W.E.B. Du Bois' progression from assimilist to anti-racist is critical to understanding racist ideas in America. Du Bois, a black scholar, prescribed to abolitionist thinking as he admired white men like Jefferson Davis for their strength. Initially, he believed that blacks should aspire for whiteness and assimilate. His idea of a talented tenth would assist blacks in assimilation and appealing to whites. However, by the end of his life, Du Bois espoused assimilist racist ideas and became an anti-racist. Ironically, a man that initially held racist views about his own race was an inspiration to the civil rights movement. Through the life of Du Bois, Kendi shows that blacks began to accept ideas of black inability and inferiority. Kendi refers to Angela Davis as one of the most powerful and influential anti-racist advocates in American history and praises her for being unwavering in her search for anti-racist explanations. Davis' association with the Black Power movement led her to become a black feminist and prison rights activist. Davis spoke against segregationist and assimilationist and injustice policies against blacks. Through the life of Davis, Kendi shows the progression of racism in America from the civil rights era to the present. Civil rights historiography. Kendi demonstrates by examining the lives of these five characters that all three groups have long existed throughout American history and are still present today. Kendi has brilliantly organized this book to educate people on the history of racist thought in America and how these racist thoughts are still present today. This book is designed to challenge readers to evaluate their thinking about race while equipping them with the knowledge to stamp out racism in America. This study is a significant contribution to the civil rights historiography because it explains the origins of racial injustice in America.